This is the Thsis Lux Air. It is not only the lightest full-featured golf bag in Thsis lineup, it is also the cheapest. But is it right for you, and should you buy this? That is the question we are hoping to answer at the end of this video. I'm gonna walk through all the things I like, all the things I don't, and help you figure out if this is a golf bag you should invest in. Let's do this. So I haven't been shy about the fact that Thsis is one of my all-time favorite golf bag brands. I've probably played more rounds with Thsis over the last 3 years than I have with any other brand. But as they have evolved their lineup, things have started to shift a little bit. What used to be my all-time favorite bag in the Player 5 Pro has now maybe evolved a little bit. After using the slightly smaller and newer Lux stand, I've kind of found myself saying, you know what? I don't need all of this extra space. I don't necessarily need the extra weight. And so when I'm walking with my bag, I've appreciated the fact that the Lux stand is quite a bit lighter than the Player 5 Pro. And essentially those two bags are pretty much the same bag. The Lux stand is just a little bit smaller. It's pretty much the same layout. You'll find similar materials. Everything is just shrunken down by about 25%. And so that brings us to this, the Lux Air, which is also pretty much just like the Lux stand. The layout, the usability, the features, everything is very similar. The only thing that's different is some of the materials that they use and the fact that it is lighter and less expensive. So first impressions of this bag are, it's great. I mean, I really like the aesthetic of Thsis. It's got this like modern, luxurious take on a golf bag, which I think looks really good. There are a couple things that I did notice upon my first inspection of the bag that I actually really liked. The first was how similar it was in layout to the Lux stand. That's generally a good thing. I think Thsis has really nailed the usability, the pockets, the size, everything, so I'm glad that they didn't mess with that as much. Another thing that I noticed, and this is a pretty big one, if you were to go back and watch my Thsis Player Air review, which is, again, a similar bag as this, it uses the same ultra lightweight Cordura nylon. That's the major reason they are able to get this bag as light as it is, but it is going to be more similar in size to the Player series, so everything's just a little bit bigger. My big critique about that bag were the zipper pulls. They had these really tiny, thin zipper pulls that I can understand. You were putting it on there to probably save some weight, and it kind of fits with the aesthetic of Thsis ultralight golf bag. But in my initial review, I personally found them to be a little bit annoying, a little bit difficult at times to get some of the zippers open. The more I used that bag, the less of an issue it kind of became, but it still wasn't necessarily my favorite. So I was pleased to see that with this bag, they went back to the basic leather zipper pulls that they use on other Thsis bags. Doing that might have added a very negligible amount of weight, but honestly, I think that's a pretty good trade-off for the enhanced usability of these zippers. Another thing that I noticed that I really like right out of the gate is the fact they still have the genuine leather top handle. So this is kind of a personal preference thing. You'll find this with a lot of cheaper bags, is that they have this like cheap, thin plastic handle here. Next to the straps, this is where I pick up the golf bag the most. And while this does feel slightly smaller than it does on the Player Series bags, the fact they still use this genuine leather to wrap it in makes it feel more substantial than I think it is. My guess is if you were to actually take this leather off, they have a pretty thin plastic handle under here. But because they have included it, it feels more robust, it feels thicker, it feels high-end, and I love the fact they kept this. The same goes for the primary handle here. Genuine leather, so it feels very nice, feels very luxurious, and very easy to pick up and carry from here as well. I honestly feel like for a lot of this review, I'm just literally going to be repeating stuff that I've said in other Thsis reviews. Like I said, if we're talking layout, it's pretty much identical to the Lux stand, which I've talked about before. I love where they put the magnetic rangefinder pouch. It's super easy, super convenient. I love the fact that pretty much every zipper is taped, makes it feel high-end, a little bit of extra waterproofness. They've got what they call the rotator base and stand system. This is the same one as you're going to find on most Thsis bags. It works great. You put it down, it's got a nice weight to it. The legs pop out exactly as you would expect them to, so I have absolutely no complaints about the usability there. The major area where you do notice a difference between this and some of the other bags is in the strap material. So the straps in the Air series of bags are definitely a little bit thinner than what you're going to find in the Lux stand or in the Player series bags. Obviously, this is to keep weight down. They are still very comfortable, but not quite as comfortable as what you're going to find on, like, say, the Player 5 Pro. It does still use their patented equilibrium system, which I think is the best in the business. When you put the bag on your shoulders, everything is just weighted perfectly. It's very easy to carry, and I love that. And not only are the straps not as thick as what you're going to find in the Player series, they also don't use the velvet-like material that makes those straps so enjoyable to use. So here you have a different material, and I don't know what it's called, but it's basically like textured stripes. Like, listen to this. You can see the stripes, and I'm sure the way they designed this is for weight savings. I actually really like it. They use the same material in the club dividers up here. I think it looks really nice. It's got a nice high-end look. Like I said, it doesn't feel quite as luxurious as the velvet they use on some of their other bags, but I think this is really fitting for this type of bag, and it does feel like it might be a little bit lighter than that other material. Hey, real quick, a couple things. Still not sure which golf bag is right for you? Go take my 30-second quiz. You're gonna answer a few questions around what you were looking for, and I'm going to give you my best recommendation based on the golf bag I think is going to be the best fit for your needs. The link to do that is below, and you can do that while you're watching the rest of this video. Also, you probably already know this, but in terms of full disclosure, if you click any of the links below and you decide to buy one of these bags, then I will get a commission for that. I honestly do not care which bag you get or if you get a bag at all. Everything I do here at Breaking 80 is truly to help you find the right products for your needs. That being said, if you do decide one of these vessel bags is right for you, clicking the link helps support this channel and allows me to continue making videos like this for you. All right, back to the review. Similar to my experience with the Lux stand, I haven't found myself missing the storage. So the thing about me, if I've got the storage, I am going to put stuff in it. That's why I always loved the Vessel Player 5 Pro. Storage was smart and there was a ton of it. So I could cram as much stuff as I wanted in there and the bag would still be able to hold it. Unfortunately, that bag, the biggest flaw in the Player 5 Pro, is it's a very heavy bag. So when you load up even more stuff, it gets even more heavy. To the point where with that bag specifically, I think it's more of a hybrid bag than a carry bag. What I mean by that is I think it's just as at home on a golf cart as it is carrying. So that's a bag that I carry occasionally, but I usually use it when I'm going to be riding or if I'm going to be pushing. The strap system makes it so it doesn't feel as heavy as it is, but the reality is it's still a heavy bag. But if that's an issue with you, you can move to this, which is only 4.3 pounds. That is without the strap. The double strap adds an extra half a pound, so it's gonna be 4.8 pounds total before you put anything in it. Worth noting though is that this bag also comes with a single strap. So if you wanna go more traditional golf bag style, save a little bit of weight, you can use the single strap on this, and I like the fact they give you that option. So really with this bag, it's pretty much exactly what I expected it to be. Vessel this year has gotten a little bit predictable with the way their most recent releases have. So you've got the Vessel Player 5 Pro, this is their flagship bag, and then you have the Vessel Player Air, which is essentially the same bag, just using a lighter weight material. Then you have the Vessel Lux stand. Essentially, it's very similar to the Player 5 Pro, slightly different materials, but about 20-25% smaller. Then you have this bag, the Vessel Lux Air, which is the Lux stand, different material, just smaller. So figuring out which bag is right for you really just kind of depends on how you want to use your bag. Do you love the idea of a Vessel bag, but you've maybe stayed away because you know that they're heavy and you want something that you can easily carry on the golf course? Well, then I think this is probably the bag you should get. If you do want a little bit more space, you can get the Player Air instead. The Player Air comes in at $399. This one here comes in at $339. So you get a little bit less space, but you also get a significantly lower price tag. And both of those, while definitely not like an ultralight golf bag, are still lighter than most traditional vessels, and I have really enjoyed carrying both of them. And on the other hand, if you still want a slightly smaller bag that is easy to carry, but you like the more traditional leather-like look, it's not real leather, it's still synthetic leather, but it definitely looks more like a classic golf bag, then I would check out the Lux stand. I've been surprised at how much I've enjoyed using that specific bag. And finally, if you're a pack rat and you want to maximize space, or if you were using a golf cart or a push cart for like 80% of your rounds and only occasionally walking, then the Vessel Player 5 Pro might still be great for you. Don't get me wrong, I still love that bag, but I've been finding myself walking and carrying more, and so I found that both the Lux stand and now the Lux Air are a little bit of a better fit for doing that. So despite the fact there's nothing truly groundbreaking or nothing super surprising about this release, I really do like this release. I know a lot of you are gonna be saying, well, what's the bag you would get? Well, I kind of went through all the different use cases, but out of those 4 bags, of which I have all of them, the one that this season I am personally using the most is the Lux stand. I found that balance of lighter than the Player Air, slightly smaller, but still more of a traditional look. I've kind of found that to be the sweet spot for me personally, but if you like the idea of a lighter version of that, then I absolutely 100% recommend you go out and check out the Lux Air. With that, my name is Sean Ogle. I'm the founder of this thing here at Breaking 80, where we talk about cool golf products and cool golf courses. If you got some value out of that, maybe hit subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment, do all of those things. And if you're still not sure which bag is right for you, remember, go take our 30-second quiz. You're gonna answer a few questions around what you were looking for in a golf bag, and I'm gonna give you my best recommendation based on your needs. You can also check out this video where I talk about some of my other favorite golf bags on the market. And with that, I hope you have an excellent day, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.